Yo, what up? It's your dude Tank LIPP. 2015. We blogging, video blogging on my review of that dope ass movie I just watched, Top 5, starring Chris Rock and Rosario Dawson. And I took some notes on the movie, so I just want to share. It was an hour and a half movie. So I can't fucking give you a play-by-play of every fucking minute and every dope line from the movie and shit, or even fucking every scene, but I took some notes, and they're not in chronological order and shit, but let's get to it, like a fucking blog I do about, a fucking rap battle. I'm blogging on this movie, and there's some lines that I thought were real intricate and dope, and then there's just some concepts that were explored that I thought were dope. To all you brothers out there, forgive me for being white. I am that white man, but on some non-racist shit, like this a fucking dope movie. I'm not a racist cat. I fucking rock with every fucking color on the planet. I don't discriminate and shit. I got fucking love for everybody. So, understand it might seem like incongruent and shit. Like it doesn't quite match. Like, if we're being honest, this movie is a predominantly black man's perspective on the world, and Chris Rock be hitting on some deep shit, and it's funny and it's fucking deep. And maybe it would be more fitting if another black man was the one doing this blog. But you know what? I fucking thought it was a dope movie. Forgive me for being white. I want to touch on some of this black man perspective from this movie. There's some dope shit. And sometimes you gotta get funny with cats to fucking make the point. Who better than Chris Rock? So let's get to it. Again, it's not in chronological order. And ironically, I was just talking on that racist tip, and here's some fucking concepts from the movie. This one is from the beginning of the movie. It's almost at the very beginning. It's not quite, the start of the movie, but it's close into the beginning. Fucking Chris Rock's walking down the street with Rosario Dawson, and he's look, let me show you how fucking racist these people are. He won't even be able to get a cab, a yellow cab, to fucking stop for him. He's standing in the middle of the street yelling with his hands up, cab, cab, and he's trying to convince Rosario Dawson that, watch, these cabs ain't gonna stop for me. So, what's so fucking deep about this shit, I wrote a couple notes. Let me read to you. It's mad deep. It shows how even as a black man trying to prove to the world that people racist, the racist people will do exactly the opposite of what the black man's trying to prove, just to prove that the black man's wrong about racism, which is actually in a way racist, ironically. That they actually so racist. This is my take, by the way. This is not what he's saying. He's just showing that, the cab's not going to stop, and what happens, the cab actually does fucking stop. He couldn't even prove that point to Rosario Dawson. And I think that I actually got the bigger picture and bigger point of what he's trying to illustrate. That they actually so racist, they won't even let the black man be right about them being racist. And in the movie, the cab stops just as he's saying it won't stop for him. I think that it was just fucking dope, brilliant movie making to make this point. About how fucking deep this racism shit is. Even as the black man trying to prove that the white man or some other man racist, the racism's so deep that they will do exactly the opposite just to prove that the black man's wrong, even if he's right, just so that the black man can't say that they're racist. It's fucking bananas, and how true is that shit? That shit's so fucking true. props to the movie, props to Chris Rock. That was some funny shit. And you know, this movie is kind of flat. Like, it's not like bust out loud laughing, but it's the kind of laughing like you chuckle to yourself like, yo, that's so true. Like, he just fucking clowned on him in the most brilliant way to make his points. Then, onto some sexist shit. You know, it's called Top 5 because throughout the movie, Chris Rock asking people like, yo, who's your top 5? Like, you know, on one hand, you want to see like how dope are these, like these some true hip-hop heads that are giving him his top 5. And you know, thank God Biggie made like most of the men's top 5. Although I found it weird how he was always like just getting squeezed in at like 5 or 6. Not one person said he was number 1. And like the only person's top 5, whoever the fuck it was that made sense, was like maybe putting Nas or Jay-Z at 1 and 2. Like I could rock with that, but Biggie at 5, I don't fucking really rock. That makes no sense. Like Biggie gotta be in that top 3. You know what I'm saying? So, onto some sexist shit. The one woman that, maybe there was a couple women asked, but the one that I remember was at the end of the movie, Chris Rock, who I guess in the movie is called Andre Hall, I think was his name, or some shit like that, asked Rosario Dawson's character, Chelsea, what's her top 5? And she put Salt and Pepper at number 1. Like, give me a fucking break. But a woman, that's funny. Like, that is fucking, like, funny movie making. Like, this is a funny movie. Like, because women will tell you some shit like that. You won't hear a dude ever tell you. Like, they don't say it like this. They don't explain it like this in the movie. You gotta come to your own conclusions. But you will never hear a man tell you Salt and Pepper is number 1. Fuck that. If they got any common sense, they're not putting Salt and Pepper in their top 5. But he asked the one woman in the movie, and Salt and Pepper's her number 1 in her top 5. That's funny shit. On to some more notes. So, here's some shit. Again, not in chronological order, but at one point, you know, Chris Rock's driver, like his limo driver type, like manager type shit, who's kind of going through the whole movie with him, you know, says it's not safe for you to be walking around the streets in the hood, you know, even for 20 minutes. And he's like, nah, I'm just going to walk, you know, because he's walking with Rosario Dawson's character. So what fucking happens? He fucking relapses on alcohol. He's been sober for like however many fucking years, 9, 10 years, whatever it was, 5 years. Okay, he relapses on alcohol after drinking in a fucking supermarket, then throws like some crazy tantrum shit and gets himself thrown in jail. Like, I know you don't want to be hearing this from me as a white man, but like, honestly, how true is that for the hood? Like, for y'all cats from the hood, like, it don't matter. It's like a great illustration. It don't matter how fucking, like, he plays a famous movie star, successful, got plenty of money movie star in this movie. And it's kind of like, I think Chris Rock's way of showing, the movie's way of showing, it don't matter how famous, how much money you got. Like, if you from the hood, like, your shit ain't no safe. It's not safe going back for 20 minutes. You ain't safe. In 20 minutes, no matter how successful you are, you can end up relapsing on alcohol and getting your ass locked up and thrown back in jail. I think it's some dope illustrations on like some real life shit that, you know, black people in the hood experience. So please do not think I'm racist if I fucking have the audacity to like rock with some of these points. Like, I know it would be more fitting if I was black and talking about how funny this shit is or how brilliant this shit is, but you know, a point is a point. Y'all know this shit is true. There's a scene where Chris Rock returns to the comedy club. He does some stand-up. He's a